Is that you, Kerry, still on the screen?
I'm still here.
You're still here, but Melissa is not contactable. She's out of range, are you, Melissa? Veronica, it says that you're muted as well. Can you hear me, Veronica? You can. Okay. Great. I can't hear you.
Sorry, I'm muted. Sorry.
Are you muted? Yes. Yeah. Well, you're no longer muted. Yes, you are. No, you're not.
No, I'm not. To be honest, I just shouldn't have my video on. I was telling Carrie today I've got conjunctivitis.
Oh, have you? Oh, God.
That's why
that's no good, Carrie. Veronica,
yeah.
I mean. Are you on medication for it?
Yeah, but they make you put this cream in your eyes, and I can't really see anything.
Oh, gosh, that's not good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming along tonight.
Oh, Melissa's just written, she says, I can hear and see, I'm just trying to work it out.
Okay, I'll just have a look at that. First time in this, sorry, I can hear and see, just trying to work it out. Okay. Hello.
Hi, Marcella.
Marcella, hi.
Marcella, sorry.
It's just Spanish background. That's all right. Hi. How you going?
Oh, muy bien.
Yeah,
you know Spanish?
Who forgot Marcella? Oh,
yes.
Well, welcome, Marcella.
Hi.
Hi, how are you going?
Good, thank you.
And who else have we got? Jessica. We've got Jessica Glenn. We've got Marcella. We've got, is it Chandlam? Who is that?
It's Chan.
Chan.
That's my surname.
Okay, Chan. Hey, welcome to this Zoom session. See, we've got a lot of students here. Well, we may as well start as it's gone 8 o'clock. I'll just ask you, how are you all going with the unit? You're going okay, Marcella, but you can't speak, is that right? Do you not have a...
I just thought, just used to Zoom session with the other teacher, she tells us to put it on mute and type in the chat.
Okay.
That's why. That's all. That's why I did that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all right.
What about Marcella?
No, that's Marcella. That's me.
That's you, Marcella. Okay.
Yes.
So you've done Zoom before, have you?
Yes, with another unit. I'm doing blended with another unit.
Okay. Which unit are you doing?
Trauma counselling.
Oh, lovely. I've taught that before.
With Julie.
Okay.
Julie, yeah.
Yeah, I've taught crisis and trauma counselling before. It's really interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
And you have to do a workshop.
End of July.
Okay. Chan, you're saying you're enjoying it. You're enjoying doing the unit, Chan.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I can. Yep.
Oh, wonderful. I certainly am. I'm finding as I'm reading through the content that I'm just relating it back to my own personal experiences as well as people I know who where it resonates.
Okay, lovely. Lovely. So, Chad, you're relating it to your own personal experiences of
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. So, for example, reading about Lucida, for example,
reading about what,
and
sorry?
the case study
Okay, yep,
in week 1,
yep.
and just relating it back to how her response and reactions to the situation with her supervisor and her son was going back to her first encounter, if you'd like, of
Right.
which led her to behave that way. And it's kind of mirrors CBT as well in terms of
Okay.
your core beliefs dictating your behaviour.
Yeah, yeah. Thoughts,
Mm,
yeah, cognitive aspects of it.
indeed.
Yeah. Thanks, Chan. How are you all going with the assignment? If you haven't all talked about how you're all going with the unit, what about you, Jessica? Jessica, how are you going with the unit?
I've just started to dive into that this week, and
Right.
it was probably from some of the chat in the forum that I started to really get my head around it, because I was unsure exactly how to relate the theories or exactly what was meant of the assessment, because it did seem a little vague.
Right.
But yeah, I've spent a little bit of time this week kind of reflecting on my own adolescence and puberty, because that's probably what
Okay.
I'll write about.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's been a good journey. Like, I only realized that because I got my first periods very late in life. I've been doing a lot of research on what that actually is, and there's a name for it if you get it after 16 years old, I was in that bracket, and there's reasons behind that, and I'd never really stopped to really reflect on it. So it's been a really interesting week in regards to
Wow.
what I've learned. Yeah.
Wow, that sounds great. I can relate to that. I didn't get my periods till I was 15.
Right.
So I can relate to that. That'll be an interesting assignment to do then.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Jessica. Great. So how are the rest of you going with the assignment? Do you have any questions? Who have we got
Yes,
here?
I have a quick question for you, if I may.
Right.
With the milestone, I was thinking of choosing the time when I quit smoking. Will that be an acceptable milestone?
It would be, because you're transferring an activity from one aspect to the next aspect, which is quitting.
All right, thank you. And for the first assignment, how many references would you require?
At least 8.
Thank you.
But I think giving up smoking is a good developmental milestone, because it relates to how you behaved before and after,
Yeah,
which is a developmental milestone.
sure.
Have you only just given up smoking, or was that some time ago?
3 years ago.
Okay, and you've stayed abstinent, have you?
That's correct. So I smoked for 15 years.
Right.
And there was a period for around a year when I was on and off using
Right.
patches.
Right.
And then it's been 3 years since I haven't had a cigarette and I haven't had a patch either. So, yeah.
Wow, that sounds great.
Yes, it was very hard though.
Yeah, I know. I've taught students who've talked about giving up smoking and how hard it is. I've never been a
Yeah.
smoker myself, but I can imagine what it's like.
Yeah, it was very hard. It was a journey in itself.
Yeah, was it a milestone for you?
It was definitely a milestone because I could never imagine myself without a cigarette.
Right.
And I ended up doing it.
Gosh, that's good. That sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for that. How are the rest of you going with your assignment?
Hi. Hello, can you hear me?
Melissa, is it?
No, Amanda. But
Amanda.
Melissa could be talking to.
Right,
I'm
Amanda.
not sure.
Amanda.
Sorry. I'm pretty behind, really, to be honest.
Are you?
But that's okay.
Right.
But I was just thinking then, I'm actually 10 months sober from alcohol.
Really?
So, yeah, so that would be a massive development milestone, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like giving up smoking.
Yeah, so I could use that because my behaviour and values and thoughts and beliefs previous to being sober are totally different to what they are now.
And what was the reason that you gave up?
I had a problem, and
Right.
I actually got done drink driving for the 3rd time, and I have a little boy, and I just had a big epiphany that, oh my God, I could have killed myself or someone else, and I'm a single mum and he wouldn't have had a mum.
Right.
So I actually started going to AA.
Gosh, that sounds good. Has it helped?
Yeah. I don't drink anymore and I don't think about it or want to. So,
Guys.
yeah.
So you don't miss it?
No, not at all. Not after the insight that I've gained into how selfish and the person that I was and
Right.
what I put others through.
Right.
Hmm.
That sounds like a really good developmental milestone.
Okay. So when we talk about the developmental milestone, we talk about the psychosocial, cognitive and behavioural,
Yeah,
like
that's
developments. Is that
right.
right?
Yeah, that's right, Amanda.
Okay. And 3 theories behind that, like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, three theories, not theorists, but theories.
Okay. All right.
And how that could relate to you being sober for 10 months.
Okay.
Well, I mean, that's really a developmental milestone for you.
Okay, so do we talk, sorry, I'm talking a lot. Do we mention the theories for the, we mention the theories for the milestone, so the fact that I'm sober. We don't have to comment on the theories in relation to what we were previously?
No.
No, it's the milestone that we've achieved.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Thanks.
Good, Amanda. Yeah, that's great.
Tess, I've got a question with regards to theories. It's Chan here.
Chan, hi.
Hi. When we're referencing 3 major theories, are we referencing it in general? So, for example, psychodynamic, or do we select a theory underneath that? So, for example, Erickson.
Gosh, that's what I sent a post about today. I think that you have to reference it as psychoanalytic theory, but Erickson is one of the theorists within this theory.
Okay.
Like he's psychosocial.
Mm-hmm.
Erickson.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Erickson believed that development was over the whole lifespan.
Mm-hmm.
But he was still a psychoanalytic theorist.
Yeah. So we're just referring to it in general. We're not applying this specific, I guess, theory underneath it. Like you've got the umbrella theory.
Yeah.
Being psychodynamic.
Psychodynamic, yeah.
And then you apply that into to your milestone in terms of development.
Yeah.
But you don't actually go into the granular detail of specific theorists underneath that theory.
But you can, under psychoanalytic theory, psychodynamic theory, you can go into the details of Erikson as a theorist within that theory. Because with many theories, there are several theorists who are quite different from each other.
Yes. And that's what I wanted clarity on. So, for example, we would be referring to psychodynamic, and then you could also refer to humanistic as well as one of the theories. Yep.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about it from a general sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
Thank you.
That's okay.
Can I ask a question? Because this is throwing me off a bit. I wasn't going to be general. I was going to be specific. So in reference to Erikson, I'm talking about whatever stage. I haven't really decided on a milestone, but just say I did menopause.
Right.
If I talk about Erikson,
right.
I focus on what stage of the lifespan,
Yeah.
the conflicts that he referred to for that particular stage.
Yeah.
A bit rusty, so I'll have to look it up. I can't remember. And explain the conflicts that are going on through there and how it relates to how I experienced menopause.
Right.
So it's explaining my experience and backing up with that specific stage in Erikson's theory.
Right. So what are you wanting to know, Marcella?
I'm just trying to clarify what you've just said to Chan.
Right.
Because you're saying it's general. I mean, so I wasn't going to be general. I was going to be specific and using specific aspects of particular theories. So, for instance, I haven't decided on what I'm doing at all, but if I was choosing that particular milestone, I then refer to, if I talk about Erikson's psychosocial theory of personality development, I look into that specific stage of the lifespan that relates to menopause.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to explain what it is that I experienced.
That's right, Marcella. Yes, you could use Erikson's psychosocial theory of stages of development in the lifespan, but you'd have to put it under an umbrella of a theory, which would be psychosocial or psychoanalytic.
Yeah, I'm naming psychosocial.
Right, okay.
I'm naming theory.
Okay. Yeah, no, that sounds good, Marcella.
Okay.
Does that clarify it for you?
I guess.
You guess.
As I said, I haven't decided on the milestone yet. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Erikson was a neo-Freudian.
Yeah.
So he believed, like Freud, that we had stages of development. But but Freud stopped at the age of 12 and Erikson went through the whole lifespan.
Yeah, what I'm saying is if I use Erikson, I would pick aspects of his psychosocial theory and how it relates to what it is that I experienced during menopause to explain why I experienced it the way I did.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah. That's my understanding, Marcella. That's how I would interpret it as well.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kerry. Okay.
Yeah, I would agree, Marcella.
Okay. Okay, that's fine.
Good.
Thanks.
I was mostly confused about the milestone itself because I always just thought of milestones as the big movements between infancy, childhood, puberty, adolescence, menopause. But what you're saying here tonight is it can be much more specific than that. It can be the giving up smoking and the drinking and
yeah. It can, Kerry. It can be a specific developmental milestone that is unforeseeable and individual, like giving up smoking and giving up drinking. It doesn't have to. it doesn't have to be a foreseeable event. Like many developmental milestones like menopause and puberty are foreseeable in that they occur at certain ages, predictable ages.
Mm-hmm.
But you can you can choose any developmental milestone.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Yeah, good, Kerry.
I think that's what. Sorry, if I could just ask one more question, because with the smoking and the alcohol, I was trying to understand where the developmental aspect comes in. I can see how it can be used, but as far as that's why when I read developmental, I thought I look at a stage in the lifespan, adolescence,
right.
And then I look at the developmental milestone, puberty.
Right.
So it's the developmental aspect that has thrown me off if you, by saying the smoking and the alcohol, I can certainly see what you could write about, but when it said developmental, that's confusing.
Well, it's a developmental milestone in that it's an unpredictable change in life from one aspect to another aspect. It's an unforeseeable change, but it's still a developmental change because it is occurring from one aspect of development to another aspect of development.
Okay.
It's unforeseeable. Menopause and puberty are foreseeable changes, milestones.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense, Marcella?
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, good.
Does that mean, Tess, for example, it's anything that's ever happened that just you've learned something from, or that you've grown out of?
Well, it could be a social milestone, like growing out of something like alcohol or cigarettes, or as Melissa has said in this chat, this group chat, some social milestones are okay, like leaving home. Yeah, that's good. Leaving home is a good emotional social milestone, as well as giving up smoking and becoming sober.
Mm-hmm.
They're unforeseeable milestones in that you never know when they're going to happen. You never know when you're going to give up smoking or stop alcohol or leave home. Whereas foreseeable milestones are developmental in that they can be puberty or menopause or any of the other things that happen to you. Does that make sense, Veronica?
Yep, I've just written down a few. I still also haven't decided. I'm just wondering if they apply, but based on that, anything that would be, for example, even something like changing career or changing job or moving overseas.
Yeah, they're all social milestones and they're okay.
Mm-hmm.
Moving from a job or going overseas. They're milestones, but they're not foreseeable milestones. They're individual milestones.
Anything that, has kind of feels like it's anything that's marked you and made you develop.
That's right.
Thank you.
So, Melissa, you said that social milestones are okay, like leaving home. Yes, I agree with that. A social milestone can be just as important as a developmental milestone, although they're all developmental.
Tess, just one more question with regards to the theories.
Yep.
I'm just struggling a little bit with it. So we're referring back to the major theories. Is it the theories that we've learnt to date or the theories that are specifically in this unit?
Good question, Chan. That's why I've tried to make summaries of the sections before they're due, because a lot of the theories aren't discussed until further on in the life in the unit. So basically you have to be able to apply what you've learned so far.
In this unit.
In this unit.
Yeah.
No, it's in this unit, what you've learned so far.
So would the major theories be psychodynamic, psychoanalytic? We're talking cognitive developmental theory.
Yep.
And then the epigenetic.
Yep.
Psychobiological systems theory so far.
Yep.
That's what we'll be applying to.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
And there's also ecological theorists like Bronfenetti. I can't recall how to pronounce it. Bronfenner.
Yep. Thank you.
And there's also attachment theory, which is in week 5, which is in section 5, and that relates to a lot of developmental theories as well.
Yep.
What about the behavioural? Do we do the behavioural learning theorists as well, like Pavlov and Watson?
Yes, you do, Carrie. Pavlov, Skinner, Watson. Yeah, behavioural theorists. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Carrie, what are you going to do it on?
Well, I've changed my mind about 5 times in the space of this session.
Have you? Really?
I was originally going to do it on puberty, but and then I thought maybe I would do it on young adolescents and taking up drinking.
Right.
Because I think because I quite like Bronfenbrenner or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
I like his theory, and I think a lot of it's to do with social learning from your peers and peer pressure and all that sort of stuff. So I think that would be interesting.
Yeah, he's a bit like Bandura with social learning theory, social cognitive learning theory. Bronfenhofer, bit like that.
Yeah, so that maybe that, or maybe going overseas for the first time. Not sure now.
Okay. Any of those would be good developmental theories.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel much clearer about it all after our discussions online tonight, so it's good that we've had the opportunity to chat.
They've been good, those discussions online for the last few days. They've been really conclusive.
Because this is my first online subject as well, and I find it quite challenging compared to doing the blended learning and this type of interaction. I think is really helpful. So it's nice that we've got this chance to do it.
So you haven't done on campus?
Oh yeah, I've done it on campus subject too. I really enjoyed that as well.
Oh, good. So how far are you through your degree?
This is my 3rd subject.
Okay.
Early days.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
But the discussion that's been going on in the forums for the last few days have been really good. And I think they've clarified a lot of what the assignment's about. Would you agree, Carrie?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
And I think tonight's actually been better. It's being able to, it's good to have the discussion.
Oh, good, great.
Yeah, with my my assignment,
right?
So I'm not sure what it is about this unit so far, but I've been having a really hard time having anything really sink in for some reason. I'm not sure what it is, but so with my milestone, mine's been sort of varying. So I was going to do like my first relationship. I was going to do, you mentioned before about the speech issues and various other things. By listening to the others just recently talking about alcoholism and giving up smoking, it's starting to make me. I want to go back to the whole speech issue and being a stutterer, sort of, and then sort of doing the course to help go through it.
Yeah.
One thing that I wanted to mention, and to make sure that this is actually okay, like say, one of the major I guess theories or approaches within the course that I'm involved with is the idea that with stuttering it becomes like a fear response, that you speak at some point you get reprimanded for stuttering. The next time you speak, you're afraid you stutter, and so that then causes stutter in the first place, kind of thing.
Right.
So it's like a sort of a flight response kind of thing. So would I be able to refer to that, the sort of a conditioned flight response, as far as the stutter goes, and also talking about like sort of once you actually start going through the course and you change the way that you speak, it really does very much change the way you see yourself, and therefore it changes your identity. So could I also talk about those two different parts of things? So I mentioned about the conditioned flight response, but then also later on having a shift of the way you see yourself, the way you fit in, identity, that kind of thing.
Milan, I think that the stuttering is a good developmental change to choose. And I think that it is a fear response and conditioning, to do with conditioning, and that it would be a really good developmental milestone to discuss. And how it has affected you developmentally.
Yeah.
Because you were a stutterer as a young child, weren't you?
Yeah, that's right, yes.
And you're no longer a stutterer, is that right?
I do still stutter.
Right.
It's a lot more, I guess, controlled than what it was. So yeah.
Right, but you had to. Right, so you did a course, and you did a public speech in Rundle Mall.
Yep.
And those helped you with your stuttering. Yeah,
but it's also very much an ongoing thing. So you might do the first course and then the speech and all that, but then after that, there's like sort of a lifetime process basically of constantly working on it and constantly improving it. So yeah, because of that, I mean, it very much changes the way your general day-to-day approach and your general day-to-day the way you live very much as well.
Right.
From one state to the other, I guess.
Yeah, so stopping stuttering is going from one stage to another stage, which is developmental. So it's a good topic to choose.
Okay.
Because it is a developmental change.
You're right. Sounds good. Thank you.
It's a transition stage between stuttering and not stuttering. And as you said, it's a fear response and there's conditioning involved.
Yep.
So you could talk about that.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's okay, Milan. Good. Thank you. Melissa, you can't work it, sorry. Partner's computer. You're on your partner's computer. Melissa, okay, so that's why you're chatting in the group chat. From Melissa to everyone, yes. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry that you're not being able to hear and see, Melissa.
Tess, sorry if this was already covered, but in terms of the structure, other than I guess the introduction, main body, and conclusion, is there anything else or anything specific in the structure that you're looking for?
In the structure of the assignment?
Yep.
Only what's in there, that you just have to identify a milestone. You have to identify 3 theories. You've got to analyse the developmental milestone in relation to the 3 theories. I mean, the structure is very much laid out in the assignment guidelines. Does that answer your question?
Yep, I guess part 2 of that was then where it talks about identifying and analyzing the family system's influence on development.
Right.
I'm not sure how that piece comes in, or when that piece comes in.
Family systems development doesn't come in until week 6 of term. Week 5 or 6, so you don't have to include it unless you want to.
Okay.
Are you doing something to do with family systems?
No, I just saw that it was in the guideline as part of the assignment summary.
Right.
One of the possible areas to cover, so I just thought to ask about it.
Yeah. Okay. Melissa, you can see and hear now. Do you have any questions? No, you can't speak. Your microphone's not on. Right. Yeah, the questions have been answered now. That's good. Okay, great. Veronica, I think the structure is very much what you make of it, depending on the milestone that you choose and the developmental theories that you choose to apply to that milestone. So the structure is very much what you decide it to be.
Okay, great.
Okay, good.
Can I just, recap? I think I've got it. So we talk about the theories as an umbrella, but if there's a specific theorist that we want to talk about in relation to our milestone, then we can.
Yes, we can. Yes, you can.
Right. Perfect.
Yeah, I mean, you have to discuss 3 theories, but within those 3 theories, there are theorists.
Yeah.
Who talk about the developmental milestone within their theories. So, Amanda, you can choose a theory, but within that theory, you can choose a theorist.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
That's good. Anyone else got any questions or comments? I can understand that it felt a bit vague to many of you, that the assignment topic seemed vague and that there wasn't much direction. But I think that once you tease it out, you can find that there is direction and it isn't so vague. I remember you, Kerry, saying that it was vague, that it seemed vague at the beginning.
Yeah, it did. Well, I think for me it was more trying to clarify what the milestone was and the difference between the theories versus the theorists, but all seems pretty straightforward now.
Oh,
but I think I would agree with what Milan said earlier about this subject being hard to get into. Like the readings, I haven't found the readings all that inspiring or helpful.
Oh,
And the textbook is really hard work to get through.
Right.
So I think I totally relate, Milan. I think it's just, especially because it's online and there's no interaction and no discussion really, so it's quite hard to get your head around it all. But I guess that's what online learning is.
There hasn't been much discussion online about it until the last few days.
I wondered if that's because when you do the blended learning classes, they've got the activity. They ask you to put up activities each week, and to discuss. But this online doesn't have that. It doesn't even ask the class to contribute. So I guess we didn't realise that we were supposed to.
Oh, okay. So do you prefer the blended?
I do personally, but I don't know what others think.
I think it takes a while for online students to feel comfortable with discussing everything online, because it's all online. It's not on campus, and it's not blended, so there's no workshops or synchronous sessions.
Maybe it would be good to have a Zoom session in the first or the second week.
Yeah.
Just to get everyone together like this earlier on in the piece might be helpful next time.
I agree, Kerry. I agree. Yeah. For the next Zoom session, I'll carry it. I'll run it long before your essay is due.
Yeah, that would be helpful. Thanks.
Chan's saying that you prefer blended as well. The online interaction and discussion helps cement the learning. Yes. Yeah, I can understand that. But for some people, they like the online only. They don't want on campus, and they don't want blended. They just want online because they can fit their study around their own hours. And they don't have to...
it definitely has its benefits.
Okay.
I'm planning on going to Columbia next semester. I'm going to study from there, so that'll be a major benefit.
Wow. Wow, Columbia. Wow. What are you going to do there?
Have fun and study.
Oh, okay.
Give up work for a while.
Oh, okay. Great. So
I'll be cheering for the online study there.
Gosh,
Kerry, that'll be a milestone.
Yeah, it will be, won't it, Veronica? That'll be a milestone in itself. Yeah.
I'll write another essay on it.
Okay. Okay, that sounds good. Any more questions? There are no prompts for discussion. They are just straightforward questions. We have to make it up. There are no prompts for discussion. What do you mean by that, Melissa, that there be no prompts for discussion?
I think she might mean when I was referring to the blended learning activities where they prompt us each week to. I think that's what Melissa might be referring to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so I see. Yeah, other units in blended give discussion points. Okay. Right. Blended seems like a good way to go, doesn't it?
I don't see why they can't do that on the online learning too, though.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be hard to add.
No, good point. Good point. Some students don't want to have to go to workshops. Discussion questions can be in online. Yep, true. Yeah.
But regarding the blended and online sort of differentiation and stuff, so with the other two subjects that I've done, the units, both of them were blended, and this one is online.
Yeah.
Is it kind of, does it depend simply upon which tutors are available as to whether it's offered as a blended or online? Because I just chose two subjects that were available in my list.
Right.
And I just chose the options that were available, which was, I think, online. There was no other option.
Right.
So is it kind of just luck of the draw as to whether you're doing online or blended, or?
No, I think that you can choose whether you do online or blended. Do they don't give you a list of subjects whether they're online or blended?
From memory, this wasn't shown up as a blended option. It was just online, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
It also depends when you get in. Sometimes if you try and enroll too late, all the blended or all the on-campus spots have been taken, and all that's left is online. And then some units, are just given online. So.
Is that right, Veronica?
Yeah, because so Carrie and I have done previous blended and on campus together, and now we've got friends that are doing online and blended of different subjects, and depending on when you enroll, you either get set to a different classroom, which is this one that we're all in now, and that can be either only online or depending on what's left. So it really depends when you enroll.
Okay. Gee, I didn't realise that.
Mm.
So
also, there are some subjects which are online only. You won't find any blended at all. For example, this one.
Yeah.
And there's another subject which is cross-culture counselling. It's online regardless of when you enroll.
Yeah, because there are two that I was going to do, yeah.
Yeah, so some of them are just online only regardless of when you enroll.
Right.
And some of them are blended. So this one, the cross-culture counselling I've done so far, they're online only.
Right.
I've gone through their academic calendar previously, and they've always been online.
Right, okay. Yeah, that was my understanding too, that there are some subjects that are just online and not blended. And that cross-cultural counselling and counselling over the lifespan are only online. Yeah.
Thank you.
You have to leave, Melissa. Okay. I have to leave, thank you. Is there anything more that you'd like to discuss? Well, I'm really looking forward to getting your assignments after the online discussions and this Zoom session. I feel as I'm going to get some really interesting essays. Giving up smoking, stopping stuttering, stopping alcohol, all those subjects I think are going to be really interesting to read. Well, if there's no more that you want to discuss or no more questions, we could end this session and we'll have another one soon. After you've done the assignment, we'll have another one. After you've done the
Thank
first
you very much,
assignment.
Tess.
That's a pleasure. So, yeah, same to you. Have a good night, all of you. Thank you so much for participating.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
It's been really good.
Okay. Good night.
Good night. Good night, Veronica.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tess.
Thank-
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. I'll end the meeting now. Amanda, good luck with your assignment.
Thank you. I'll get there, hopefully.
I'm sure you will.
Yeah. All right. Thanks heaps, Tess.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.